And a wonderful, pleasant good morning to you all. Hey everybody, Eric here from the Nomadic Fanatic channel. Thanks for joining me on the very first season 1, episode 1 of Tater Talks. Well, let's see, it's not a vlog because a vlog is when I'm walking around showing you stuff. It's not a podcast because you're not only listening to it, it's a video podcast. It's a vlogcast. Welcome to the very first Tuesday Tater Talks vlogcast. It is January 13th. Thank you for joining me. We're gonna get through this, although not everything is set up. Not all of my segments are ready, and there's going to be more additions, and we're gonna fine-tune this a little bit. The audio should be good. You guys should be able to hear me just fine. I don't want it making sure it doesn't peak. Okay, we're gonna get through this, guys. The reason for this is because as a vlogger, I'm always trying to condense all of my videos down. I might get to a point where the video is 40 minutes long and then I just start cutting and cutting and cutting and cutting. Because you have any of these dead spaces, you have any of these parts where people can click away, they will. And then I upload a 20-minute video or an 18-minute video instead of a 30 or 40-minute video. So this allows me to take a step back. We can also fill in some of the gaps between some of the videos, some of the stuff that I didn't get to, or like little updates. So you guys saw that we didn't get snow in my last, but we got snow. Guys, we got snow here. So stay tuned on Thursday when my regular vlog returns for a wonderful snow day out here in the White Mountains, as well as, let's see, reading the comments from my last video about the rock. Yes, I believe that I'm just getting really bad rock and people are not being honest with me. I hear you guys loud and clear though. I need to get what's called clean rock. That is rock that has 0 dirt in it, rather than 70% dirt and 30% rock. You're gonna pay a little bit more for clean rock, but let's see how this road base does this winter. And then in the spring, I can reevaluate it. I can start getting some price quotes. And rather than have someone try to spread it, create big mounds in my driveway, what I'll probably end up doing is having somebody drop a bunch of clean rock on a nice mat, and then I'll either rent, borrow, or purchase a tractor, and I'll do it myself. I'll do it myself, guys. Okay, I think that's all the updates between my last videos. Again, don't miss Thursday's snow day video. I also want to mention that one of the things I want to add to this later is not live, but I want to do one-on-one interviews with people. I'm not going to bring you out here to Tater Acres, but we can do it online. So if you're someone who is building out a custom bus or a trailer or building a tiny house or just doing anything unique on your property, doing off-grid, self-sustaining life anywhere in the country, it doesn't have to be in the White Mountains, I would love to do a video interview with you and give you a chance to share some of your stories and how you're doing, and you can share some pictures. Throughout the video, I'll be giving out my email quite a few times. So email me at Eric, E-R-I-C, Jacobs, J-A-C-O-B-S, 1414 @yahoo.com. And we'll get that segment started up here soon as I get a first guinea pig. But let's get into our very first segment, Tater's Table, or Taters on the Table, as I like to call it. This is going to be a segment where I share a unique looking potato, tater specific food recipe, whether it's a main entree or a snack or something. And as we move forward, if you guys get any of these, if you know any of these, send me the link to the video, especially if they're simple and easy for me to do. You can email me those. Today's comes from, let's see, Rick's friend Justine on Facebook, and please check them out on Facebook. Follow these people. Give them the credit that they deserve for me showing and advertising here on my channel. But this is a hash brown taco crock pot meal. Let's check it out. Okay, crock pot. Oh, that's just hash browns. Shredded hash browns. You put it right into the crock pot. Okay. Then some browned beef. Looks like about a pound of ground beef. Not seasoned, just right on top. Campbell's cheddar cheese. Ooh, cheesy taters. Taco seasoning mix. I believe she puts the whole packet in. Yep, right on top. You have to stir this, right? Oh yeah, some garlic. 2 tablespoons of garlic in there. Mexican style shredded cheese. That's a 1 pound bag, and she's gonna put half of it in now and then probably mix it up. Oh yeah. Yeah, so it's just raw shredded potato hash browns, but the beef's cooked, and I'm assuming that the sauces and the cheese will help crispy the shredded hash browns? Okay. And then add some more cheese on top of that, the rest of the bag. Yes. And then she is going to put this crock pot on high for, I believe, 2 hours and then come back and check on it. All right, it's done. Oh my gosh. Yeah, look at the hash browns. They crispied right up. And the cheese. Okay, dig in. Let's see. Get that spoon. Oh, she's putting decorations on it? Okay, you can skip the decoration part if you want. I don't think those taste like anything. Aren't they? What do you call it? Chives? I don't remember. It's definitely a decoration. We're scooping in there. Get in there. Get the... Geez, looks like she's got a whole spoonful of cheese. No, there's hash browns and beef in there. Oh my gosh. Can you smell it through the video, guys? Have you guys ever tried this one? I'm going to have to try this one. This is definitely an easy one. I'll just skip a few steps in there. This is Rick's friend, Justine, on Facebook. You can follow her. And if you guys have a recipe to share with me, please send it to my email. We'll feature it on the channel, or I'll try it out. Let's move right into our next segment, Tater's Turd. This is not to make fun of people. This is just for entertainment purposes, but also just to kind of showcase some of the dumb things that some people do in RVs. And before we get to this segment, I realize there are a lot of factors, and we're only seeing a little bit of this from one person's perspective, but it has always surprised me the lengths that you have to go to in order to get a CDL license to drive a commercial vehicle, whether that's a 20-foot box truck or even a pickup truck delivering kayaks for a river adventure, all the way up to a 53-foot semi 18-wheeler truck with air brakes and everything. The amount of education and training that you have to be able to physically, legally drive that on the road. Whereas when I turned 65 years old, without any training or let's just say I've only driven a pickup truck in my life, I can walk into a RV dealership and I can buy the biggest 44-foot diesel pusher with air brakes, the whole package, and literally drive it away with a regular driver's license and get right on the road and just figure it out. It has always bothered me, but every time I bring it up on my channel, people just start screaming at me, Eric, you can't make more laws. You can't restrict us more. Look, guys, all I'm saying is there are some people that need training. They need it, okay? And I'm not trying to be mean about that. There are a lot of factors to consider. In fact, our first video here on the first episode is... Oh yes, we're actually going to watch an SUV pulling a 5,500-pound trailer. Now, after we watch this video, I want to bring up a couple points, but I just want you to watch it first. Danger ahead. This is sent from Max Your Journey on YouTube. If you guys want to check out his channel here, watch this. And that's not slowed down, guys. That's real time, and it almost tips. Holy cow. Look at that wobble, guys. Look at that wobble. What do you think creates that wobble? I have a couple theories, and I've talked about this on my channel before. Weight distribution in the trailer, whether it be an RV like that or even some sort of a cargo trailer like Trailer Swift, having it properly balanced with the right weight up front versus rear of the axle. This to me looks like someone did not load that trailer and had way too much weight south or rear of the axle on that trailer, and that will cause that wobbling that you can't get out of. Now, I also want to bring up another point here, because the more I watched this video, I saw something else in here. You guys know how bad the road is near Quartzsite, I-10, with the big potholes that you got to avoid? Look at the travel lane. You see how all the big ruts? Is it possible that this driver was trying to avoid the rough road and going like this and jerking the wheel? You do not want to do that when you're towing a 5,500-pound RV trailer behind your SUV. That's probably not even qualified to tow that. But yeah, the more I watch it, the more I see the wheel. She, whoever it is definitely trying to make corrections and avoid the rough road. Do not do that in an RV. Again, I'm assuming a lot here. I'm using my eyes. I'm assuming that the trailer was weighted wrong. For all we know, the driver may have also reached down to grab a soda or a French fry or something, was distracted, smacking a kid in the back seat. We don't know everything from this little video, but this is Tater's turd of the week. And going back to that, I just want to bring up the fact, if you guys have ever been in California on any of the interstates in California, you'll probably remember that there are 2 speed limits. It doesn't just say speed limit 65. It says, for instance, speed limit 65, vehicles with 3 or more axles, 55. Usually it's 10 miles an hour slower. And some people think that that just includes semi-truck drivers and commercial truck drivers. No, it includes me in my pickup truck towing my cargo trailer that has 1 axle. That's 3 axles. So in California, my speed limit is not the normal speed limit. I have to go 10 miles an hour slower by law. And I know there's all sorts of ideas on California and there's special rules because they think they're their own country. It's known to the state of California. You know, California has laws that the other 49 states simply don't have because they think that they're special. They have to have special laws because they don't think the U.S. government is safe enough, so they have to create other laws. I don't know of any other states in the country that do that, but you ever looked at the writing on your trailer tires, whether it's an RV trailer, 5th wheel, or even just a simple little cargo? Mine has written right on it, max speed 55 mile an hour. Did you even know that? Have you ever looked at your trailer tires? Or have you ever rented a U-Haul trailer? Not one of the ones you drive, but if you rent one of the trailers that you can put a motorcycle on, or it's like a box trailer, and right on the fenders it says, every time you look in the mirrors on the fenders, it says max speed 55. There is a reason for that, actually. Those cargo trailers, if you go over 55 mile an hour, you're gonna get worse wobble. You're gonna amplify it. So if you've jerked the wheel for one little thing, plus you're speeding, plus the weight of your trailer's wrong, it's a disaster. If I can just tell you one thing, please watch how you load your trailer and do not jerk that wheel. Drive right through the bumps and the potholes and everything. Otherwise, you may have an issue like that. If you've got a tater turd to share with me, send me the link in my email, ericjacobs1414@yahoo.com, and hopefully I will feature it on this channel in a future episode. Let's move on to the next segment, Taters Tech, where we talk about anything modernizing, or in this case, simplifying, going back to the old ways of technology in RV life, homestead life, or tiny off-grid self-sufficient life of any kind. So this one comes to us from Jeff's channel, Independent Off-Grid Retreat. Check him out on YouTube, guys. Give him the credit he deserves. He has created a way to have almost unlimited water without a water pump, without power, and utilizing just old school gravity for water pressure on his homestead. So it looks like he's going to be pulling water from a freshwater source like a lake or something, some reservoir. And then look at this. The sound really sucks on this video, but he has built a water tower. And we've all seen water towers. They're still being used to this day. Their function is to store the water higher than everybody else so that the pressure of the water up there pushes down and everybody has pressurized water in their homes. And it's, purified, clean water and all that stuff. Now, the unique part about this is you don't have to get it that much higher. You just got to get it. He's probably got it, it looks like 10 or 12 feet off the ground here. And all you really need to do is physically fill this whenever you want to, whenever it gets low or whenever you're getting unlimited sun, solar in the daytime. Hook up your pump and pump from this one on the ground to this one on top. Fill that one up. And then guess what? Put your pump away. Put your power station away because they're not, they don't do good out in the weather. The power station can't get wet and the pump can't freeze. So you put those back in your climate control, and then your hose that goes down goes underground and then feeds this RV site, the bathhouse over there, this cabin right here. It's centrally located, and now all you have to do is turn on the water, and the pressure from the water up there is automatically going to give you pressure in here to wash your hands, to take a shower, to water plants and stuff like that, to fill up your RV tank. You still have to eventually use a pump and find a source to get it up there. But this is the technology of how this kind of stuff works right now. Even in quartzsite, when they turn the water off at certain times, that's to repressurize the system. They have to use those pumps, and they have to power all their pumps to pull the water and put it in the place that reserves the water and keeps the water for future use. I like this idea, and it would work great for a future video on the channel, even if I'd like the 275-gallon totes better than the 55-gallon totes. And there you can find them pretty cheap here in this area if you know where to look. So if I had 3 of them on the ground, or I could bring my truck or pay someone to fill those up, and then on my off time, I'm getting plenty of solar, free power and everything, I'll go top off that one with a ladder or something, and then we have unlimited water with free water pressure using nature, using natural gravity. It's science, right? I like that one. Thanks, Jeff, for sharing. In this video, he also shows a little bit of how he did the construction, used it in concrete, poured concrete, built it, so check out his channel also. Our next segment, Taters Acres, or Tater Acres as it's really called, but this segment will usually be for what I did at the beginning of the video, kind of updating you on things that are going on. I will let you know that I've got a snow video coming on Thursday, but I'm also working, we just talked about Jeff's natural gravity-fed water system. Like I said, I just found a smoking hot deal, and it's so good that I have a truck. But with the snow right now, I don't want to be going on all these off back roads and stuff, although I think it's melting. Well, we'll see. Anyways, hopefully that nobody else is going to buy them before I get them. He is selling them for $100 a piece, food grade. And that's a really good deal because you can get, if you buy 4 of them, you're getting 1,100 gallons of storage for $400. Now remember, I paid $1,300 for my 550-gallon storage tank at Tater Land. Double that to get to $1,100, and I would have paid $2,800. Big difference between $2,800 worth of water storage and $400 of water storage. So I think I'm going to go this route to get started here, and that'll probably be Saturday's video, hopefully, depending on the weather and how things go and everything. Anything else going on? No, we talked about the driveway. I still don't have a trash can. I prepaid back in mid-December for 3 months. I still don't have a trash can. I believe that the snow, the ice, the weather is the new one, but there's no phone number to call. We're just going to have to keep hauling my own trash and waiting on that one. Otherwise, yeah, talk to Diana. Diana wants to come up and see Tater Acres in person this winter, this month. So we're working on that behind the scenes. I want to get water stuff. I got to get the bus over here. The bus is still at Kevin's. The motorcycle's at Kevin's. And my other trailer's over there. So we got some moving to do behind the scenes. I'll be working hard this week, guys. So I'll keep you updated. I guess that's all I've got. Updates for Tater Acres. Let's move on to our next segment, Taters Take. A segment where I sort of give a little bit of my opinion. Definitely don't want to call it a rant, but a lot of the times where if I cut stuff from the video, this is where I probably elaborated and went a little bit farther. Not that I'm trying to prove my case or anything, but to be clear, I keep referring to my property here as off-grid. And while there are a lot of different definitions for off-grid, I don't want to be categorized and I don't want to get stuck in a certain way in case I change something. It'll be my version of off-grid. That's why I don't want to argue, when people said, after I kind of slowed down from being a nomad, a lot of people said, you're not a nomad anymore. You only travel 30 miles a day. And I mean, okay, there was more than a couple people. There were hundreds of people who said, Eric's no longer a nomad. He doesn't travel like he used to. And I remember, for some reason, I wanted to fight and argue with them. And I'm like, well, why don't you just go look up, just go Google it. What is the definition of a nomad? Because does it say you have to travel 31 miles a day? No, actually, the definition of a nomad is simply 4 words long. One who travels often. And I remember hearing that. I'm like, yeah, but that's not fair to say I'm not a nomad. Again, Eric, do you want to spend your whole video fighting with people? Or do you just want to smile and enjoy your version of being a nomad? And it was my version of being a nomad. I'm still a nomad today. I'm going to try to live life out here off-grid as much as possible. Now, if we want to go in and nitpick all the little definitions and everything, I'm not connected to city power, I'm not connected to city water, and I'm not connected to city sewer. Period. I mean, yes, I am going to have to go haul my own water, pay somebody for my water. Does that make me not off-grid? I don't really think so, because I'm not getting city water piped here that I have to pay a bill for. I go get it when I need it. I'm not manufacturing water from scratch. But then again, same thing with the trash company. Whether or not I get a trash can out at my driveway, does it matter if I put the trash in my truck and drive it to the dump? Or when the company comes and picks it up out of my trash can and takes it to the same exact dump? Yeah, they all go to the same transfer station and they all have to pay. Everybody has to pay. I have to pay, company has to pay, you have to pay. Is hauling it in my truck off grid, but having a company take it not off? See what I'm saying? So again, this is my version of living off grid and trying to maintain a mostly self-sufficient lifestyle out here. That's my main goal. I want to be as self-sufficient as possible without strict labels and strict definitions. And I'm not going to let all the nitpick little comments and people bother me, you know, when the trolls are down in the basement go, Eric's not a nomad, I don't like him, he's not really off-grid, he gets trash at the... I mean, these people have no life, and they're actually irrelevant on my channel, so it wouldn't really make sense for me to address every single time someone wants to cut in and say, wait, Eric's... It doesn't... It's really not that big a deal. So I'm just going to ignore those kinds of comments because it's irrelevant on my channel, and if you're mean about it, I'll just block you. I just don't have time for it. I don't have patience for it. I got too much going on, too much good stuff going on in my life right now. And honestly, I'm learning so much from other people who have been doing this much longer than I have. Not just my friends up here in the White Mountains, but I'm meeting new friends already, and I hope to meet more friends and get more ideas of how to do things better. I'm going to share those tips and tricks along the way. That's one of the things I'm really excited about. Not only learning from some of the stuff that I would do differently at Taterland, but also learning from other things. People tell me how to do something a little more easy, or look, you can save money if you do it this way versus that way, and you know, so I'm gonna do off-grid my way. How does that sound, guys? Yeah, that's pretty much all I have for Tater's Take this week. I don't want to go too crazy with opinions and stuff, but I do want a nice place to sit down and talk about either events or ideas and give you my perspective in a little more detail than you normally get on my videos, okay? And with that, let's go to our next segment, Tater's Tribute. This is going to be a segment where I share with you a possible channel that you don't know about, but something that I love, something that I get value from, something that makes me happy, and something I want to share with you. So this one is available, I believe, on like TikTok, YouTube, Facebook. There's a couple different places you can find the famous 4 talking cats and their male owner, and he gives them all voices. It reminds me a lot of what Camperman Kevin did with his Yorkies. And guys, if there's anything I miss more about Kevin's channel, it's the talking dogs. You've probably seen me kind of try to use some of that same stuff when I talk to my 4 cats. I really, really miss the talking wolf pack. Yeah, but we can go back and watch some of his other older YouTube stuff if I ever miss those videos. I can't force Kevin, make videos again. It doesn't work that way, guys. But let's pull this one up. This is going to be called, what does he call it? Doug and the Business Cats. That's where you're going to find the talking cats, guys. And before I start this one, he does it in a really unique way. I mean, you can tell that he scripts his stuff. He even buys costumes and props for some of these 1-minute gags, and he uses no original audio from the video. He creates all the audio, gives all the cats their voices, and then redoes his voice afterwards to create these stories. And I can just imagine how long and how much thought you have to put into these for it to just be so entertaining. This one is called Lobster Hostage.
You guys are excited?
Yeah!
So what's up?
So every time they open their mouth, he changes the meow to yeah, usually.
Okay, sorry.
That's Doug, the white and black one.
What is Lobster Doug doing here?
Sir, you're gonna have to come with me. That's none of your business. Yeah.
Okay,
I love their
We're
voices.
harboring a celebrity.
Because Santa.
Look at their ties.
Santa?
Yeah.
They're using me for ransom.
Santa.
That's
You're
Doug's
holding
voice
Doug
in the
for
back.
ransom.
Yeah.
He has the really low
You guys
voice.
can't just kidnap for money.
We should send Santa one of his claws.
Wait, what?
No. You guys, there's better ways of making money than holding Doug for
Is it-
ransom.
Like
Is
what?
it me or is this not hilarious? Like I'm almost crying laughing, and I've seen the lobster one probably 10 times, a dozen times, and it's so much fun. Maybe it's me. Maybe I can just relate because I'm a cat person. I have 4 cats. He has 4 cats. I love that interaction. You know, I have those kinds of conversations all the time, but I don't record them. He makes a living making these kinds of videos, and they're so fun to watch. You should definitely check out Doug and the Business Cats. Check it out, guys. I want to end with Taters trivia. This is going to be a little test to see who's kind of really watching my channel, watches all my videos, remembers certain details. There will be a winner announced next week for this trivia question. You'll have full bragging rights of winning Taters trivia, as well as I will reach out to you if you are the first comment on this video below and you have the correct answer. I will reach out to you and I'll ask you to send me a mailing address because I'm going to send you a special little care package that has our newest stickers for the channel, as well as very unique, very limited edition retro stickers, including Jackzilla and Campervan, my Campervan series with Jax and Tara, as well as my very first sticker. Yes, guys, I still have the very first one, and you are going to be one of the few people in the world to own one of those if you can get the trivia right. Today's trivia, I think we're going to go back like 8 years or something. My very first YouTube trip to Disneyland here on the West Coast. It's a horrible video. I don't even think I talk in it. I'm just showing Disneyland rides. I may have said a few words in there here and there, and I even split it up into a 2-part version. Don't go watch them, guys. Don't go search for them. But when I went to Autopia to drive the car, what color was the car that I was driving in Autopia? My first time in Disneyland. First person with the correct answer in the comments below wins, and I'll reach out to you, and I'll tell everybody you're a winner and give you a cookie on next week's episode of Tuesday Tater Talks. Thank you for joining me, guys, here on Season 1, Episode 1. We're going to get right back into this next week. Thank you for emailing me any other info and stuff, and remember, I'm looking to interview someone who lives off-grid or tiny house bus, something like that, and I'm gonna go enjoy some of the snow out here, and I wish you well. You guys be well. I love you all. I appreciate you all. We'll see you on Thursday.